Why, hello there. Peep the new haircut, fresh off of the hairdresser about maybe 12 hours ago. But I think it's gonna curl up a little bit better once I get it washed again. We're starting off with something old. The Oscars were quite a couple of weeks ago, and right at the end of the ceremony, they were discussing about different potential categories that other actors and producers would like to see be added for Oscar consideration. And a lot of them had really good answers. They were doing, stunts and casting, and I believe it was some sort of like artistic design. But there was one that I did not see, and I found that one very interesting that no one considered, or at least wasn't in the official video that they sent out, which was voice acting. I think voice acting should be considered as much as normal acting, especially when animation is as big of a medium as any other kind of movie that gets produced. And yet we only see the ones that perform in live action movies get any consideration for acting. The question at that point becomes, do we have voice actors get considered for the acting category, or do we create a new one? I'm on the side of creating a new category. I think there's enough animated movies that come out per year to where it would be enough to create 5 nominations. Shouldn't be that tough. But also, I just think it should be acknowledged separately from just regular acting. Some of that is tough because a studio like Illuminations pretty much only hires celebrities to voice act for their movies, which kind of creates this weird divide of having actors that we fully know also getting acknowledgement for their voice acting abilities. There's also a ton of them within TV and film that have been voice acting for a long time, and you don't even know who they are because no one has bothered to put a spotlight on their faces. They don't even get considered in the Emmys. Maybe we should add those to the Emmys as well. I'm running a fun little experiment. Bear with me. I encourage you guys to go into your closet and go pick out the article of clothing that you've had the longest. So not the article of clothing that's the oldest, but the one that you've owned for the longest. I definitely have older ones, but it's not in my closet. I can grab from right here. But the one I found was my old Southwind shirt from, I believe this is 6th grade. I only still have this because I wear it to sleep, but it's also a size medium, I believe. So I've also kept it because it's never shrank and it's never gotten too small on me. It's actually still like really big. For the longest time, there was a shirt that I still had from elementary school that I was still able to fit in, but I don't think I have it anymore. If I do, it's definitely not because I don't fit in it, but because it's so old and it's been so washed that it's like deteriorating in the fabric, which like, ugh. Also, within the last time that I did one of these, the next All for the Game book came out, and I didn't read the first 3. There was a nice special PowerPoint that was given to me where I didn't have to read those 3 books. But the Sunshine Court was something that was heavily recommended, especially if I was gonna go read the next one. So I dug in, I read the Sunshine Court, and it was actually really good. I had a good time with it. But if I have learned anything from consuming sports media in any medium, I have found that the athlete lifestyle is something that I kind of envy in a weird way. Because like, think about it this way. You are obligated to wake up early, continuously practice throughout the day, and then embrace a nice healthy lifestyle between exercise and eating healthy. Not saying that I envy a healthy lifestyle, but when you have the right sport in the right community, it brings a sense of purpose, which I find really inspiring. What was really intriguing about the Sunshine Court, and then by extension the Golden Raven, is that there was a lot of parts where there was a little bit of downtime in which all we were going through was just Jean and the rest of the Trojans' everyday life throughout going through practice. And a lot of conversations are centered around food, and so food is a very conscious theme that is throughout those 2 books. And so when they're describing cooking and they're describing all the different nutritions and stuff like that, it's almost like you can feel all of it in front of you. And it's just really fun to imagine what a possibility would have been like if, for me personally, if I was a sports person. Because I was never sports, I was always music. And so when it's something like Yuri on Ice or Fence or All for the Game or Challengers. You know, all of these are embracing a very sports heavy lifestyle. It makes you wonder what it would have been like if you were to have taken on a role like that. Anyway, that's all I've got for this week. Until next week, hopefully, we'll see what happens.